Good morning and welcome to the David Wilson Out and About YouTube channel. Today I'm out on another walk. I was actually planning on driving to a village called Eynsford and doing a circular walk, where what I've done now, I've actually turned up at one village back, so I've made the walk longer by about 2 miles, but it's just a lovely day. I mean, the sun's beginning to break through. It's still very cold at the moment, but I just fancied making the walk longer. Once again, I'm not very well. I have a bacterial chest infection now, so it's making it difficult to breathe, but I've basically been shut up indoors for quite a few days, so I just need to get out and get some fresh air in my lungs and see what I can do. If I can't complete the walk, I can't complete it. Anyway, right, so I'm just going to have a quick drink, get my bag back on. I've probably walked about a mile already, and then we'll get on the trail. Well, certainly some beautiful views already. A lot of dog walkers on this particular part of the route, so I'm actually having trouble filming, but I'm sure that'll thin out as the day goes on. It's still quite early morning, around about 9:30, 9:45, so I can imagine just after doing a school run they're all out walking their dogs. But yeah, it's beautiful. So just take a look over there. Lovely views, but like I said, a lot of people about. Peace and quiet at the moment, just birdsong. There's some beautiful houses down this lane. Absolutely stunning. You'll see a train in the distance. That'll be going across the viaduct in a minute. Look at that house in front by the riverside sign. Crazy house. Well, we've got a tad of road walking now, not too much, not as much as when I last come into Eynsford. It was all road, up one hill, then I broke the camera, cried and went home. Right, so we just get round this bend and then we fork off to the right back onto the footpath. If we carried on winding round on Lullinston Lane, we'd come directly to the viaduct, but we're going to meet that on the way back. There you go, there's our right fork. Oh, being silly there, don't fit through, got a rucksack on. Walk round, David. Use your loaf. There you go. There's your first view of the viaduct, and we will be coming back and going more or less underneath it. The river runs underneath it, but we'll be right by the side of it. on the way back on the circuit. I'm not sure if you can make that out yet, but there's the rail crossing. So when we reach that, we're more or less in line with the viaduct, and that's where my Insta360 X3 met its demise, on that track. A lot breezier than it is today. It's still breezy, but nowhere near as bad as it was, well, a week and a half ago. But saying that, I'm still slightly concerned. I must admit, the DJI Pocket 2 is an awful lot lighter and a completely different shape. It's just sort of tall and slim, so it's the wind tends to just go around it. It is I'm getting a little bit more confident now when I'm putting it down and there's gusts of wind. I'm still running back to it, but I will do. I think that's called Holbury Crossing, or Holbury Railway Crossing. And then it sort of goes up to the left and over the viaduct. Now, just having a look back along the way we came, it's an awful lot windier up here than it will be. We're up higher now, so I'm going to take it very, very carefully with the camera. I hope that's coming out. It's very hazy and the sun's just broke out again to my right, so footage may not come out. Well, train just missed me. Right, bit bumpy along this bit, very dry on the path, but I suppose it's better than it being really muddy. And we've got about 450 metres cutting across these fields, obviously a public right of way, public path, and then we I believe we turn left and cut along. I'm at the point where I'm getting the heebie-jeebies about setting my camera down now. It's very, very blustery up here. As I said earlier, not as bad as when I was up here the other week, but bad enough to stop taking the risks. Risking a lot of money. So I'm going to do a lot more handheld till I get into either woodland or I'm much lower down, because I'm probably round about 100 feet, maybe higher, above road level, and I'm out in the middle of nowhere, so it's just completely exposed. So I'll just hold it and crack on. I'm still going up. I don't know if you can see the incline. Often doesn't show on the camera, but it's all uphill. And it makes the views look beautiful. I'll just take a slow pan around. Probably won't come out. There's the viaduct. We're more or less on level pegging with it now. Nice and quiet, no one about. Just how I like it. Well, I'm about 3 miles into the walk so far. You can probably hear that noise even though I've got the windshield on the mic. Very blowy up here, but it's cooling me off quite nicely, so I'm quite appreciative of that. The navigation on my phone is saying the walk will be complete in about 2 hours, but it won't be because I didn't update with the original sort of 1.5 miles I did, so I've got to add another 3 miles on total. So still no worries. Noisy train on the crossing. Well, so far my breathing's not as bad as I thought it would be. I am breathing deep and shallow, but I'm not distressed, if you know what I mean. So, and on the first half of it, it's mainly uphill anyway, and then it'll be downhill and along the flat, so I'll get my rest when I do that. Windy. Look at that view over the valley. Hope it's coming out. There is some sun rays. Well, there it is. I know the place on the back of my hand, so there's a play area, cafeteria, and as you go along there's loads of bird flights. They've got indoor flights. You can see the green round futuristic camping pods. There's huskies. There's all sorts in there. Absolutely wonderful place. Last year my son and two of my grandchildren, one of my sons and two of my grandchildren and I came up and we did the husky experience and the bird experience in one day. Really enjoyed it. As I said, I know the Eagle Heights really well. I know the area quite well. I've lived around here or a couple of villages away for the best part of 30 years now. So this sort of area is one of my playgrounds. There you go, there's a closer view of the free camping pods that are up on platforms. They've got an absolutely amazing view. I've had a real good look around them, but I don't see the point in staying there when I live about 3 or 4 miles away. But people do rent them out. I've got about 400 metres now until I chuck a left. And then I think, as you can probably see by the lay of the land, I should be heading downhill. Happy days. As we walk, you may hear some very strange noises in the background. No, not birdsong. You may hear the huskies calling out. They've been doing it off camera. So if you hear, and it is quite an unusual sound. It's not like a bark. It's like a sort of a squeal crossed with a howl. But they're obviously outdoor dogs. This weather's nothing to them. In fact, if you go there in the summer, you can imagine what they're feeling like. We was there in about 28 degrees and the dogs are just laying there. Can't get out of the heat. Get out of the sunlight, but not the heat. Wind's dropped down slightly. My breathing's slightly improved because I'm on a flat bit now. So I'm pleased so far because I've had a bit of a rough time of it last month or so. I've had a bout of COVID I had that really nasty flu, and it seems that I never quite got rid of it, and it's now gone into a chest infection. But it's winter. I think where over the last few years we've all been hiding away, protecting ourselves, our immune systems have sort of reset. We're sort of like newborn babies now. You know, we're going to catch everything till our bodies learn how to deal with them, because they don't really suffer colds or things like that normally. But hey ho, or maybe it's just old age. Just a quick look back the way we came. Very, very hazy today. Viaduct's just slightly to the right, in the distance of course, but I said eventually on our circuit we'll come down by the river there, the River Darent, and be able to take a closer look at it. If you go back over some of my older videos, my walks, probably my winter walks, you'll see that I've walked, I think, a couple of different walks around South Darent from Halton Kirby, where I live, and we have our own viaduct. It's the sister one to this one, so basically once you've gone through this one you go over our one, and they were a strategic target for the Luftwaffe during World War II, because they were a main supply from obviously the capital to the coast, to the Kent coast. So I mean, how they managed to avoid it, obviously used as landmarks, but they just couldn't get them. Wind's picking up again. It's cooled me off quite nice. I still feel like I need my scarf on, because I've only got a quick dry polo shirt on. I wasn't stupid enough to come out in some thick winter woolly, so I'd end up donning and doffing it all the time, on and off, on and off. Once you get walking, you soon bloody warm up. 100 metres till we take our next turn to the left, and then we start dropping downhill, probably about a quarter of a mile. Now I'm using metres, and then I'm going to start using yards. Mate, I'm not sure what I'm doing. Anyway, when I get to the bottom of the descent, I'll chuck a right, and then I'm back onto Lulliston Lane, and that'll lead me up to Lulliston Castle on the left. Well, the sun's directly to the right of me now, and it's blazing through the clouds, so my glasses are probably gone pitch black, and you're probably thinking, well, he's a nutter, he's wearing sunglasses. These are not. They're prescription glasses, but that sun's actually quite bright when it breaks through the cloud. I was going to say the wind's dropped, but it's just picked up again. But I think you can see from behind me the sort of rough height we reached. Well, I reached, but you came along with me. Hope you're feeling good. So, as I said, it's all downhill. Feels really good on my feet, to be honest. I was in two minds whether to do this walk. I really wanted to do it, and I said I broke a camera doing it. I had to abort the walk. It's cost me a lot of money, and I fell ill. After a couple of days indoors, just stuck indoors, I just had to get out, even if I failed the walk. And I feel absolutely bloody fantastic now. A load of fresh air in my lungs, and I feel really good. Bloody winter, getting stuck indoors, pouring the rain. It's so good to get out. And during the week, I said earlier when I started at Farningham, I didn't expect there to be so many dog walkers, but I think that's a time thing. You know, if you get to that golden time, sort of 9:15, kids are at school and everybody's out walking their dogs. So I was really struggling to film, and I seemed to be taking ages setting up the camera, and it's someone to walk past, good morning, which is nice. Dogs have come up, nearly knocked the camera over, but Hey, look at it now. Not a person in sight. Not even sure what the time is. I'll have a look in a minute. I've just found a blinding little spot for a local wild camp. Brilliant. Okay, so I'm just turning right. So I've come down the hill. I'm turning right down. This is quite steep and very slippery, so I've got to watch my footing. I'm catching the camera up in the bushes. Not too sure if I've gone the right way. I'll soon find out. I have got the map up on my phone. You get a signal up here, so I didn't bother.
In 40 meters, you will reach the pass point.
40 metres of downhill, slippery mud. Yeah, I didn't bother bringing the Garmin out. I knew I could get a phone signal up here, so I can use the maps off the phone. So obviously if I go away, I tend to take the Garmin with me, because a lot of the places I tend to end up, I can't even get a phone signal, let alone internet. So
in 20 meters, you will reach the pass point.
There you go. Now it's in my pocket. I'm just sort of listening to it rather than looking at it. As I said, I'm familiar with the area, but I've just not done this little bit of the walk. Right, that's it. At the bottom I turn right. I do know this path. Take it easy down here. Don't want to fall on my arse. Excuse my bad language this morning. That's it. Less breezy in the wooded area. Oh, that's it. Yeah, I know. Lulliston Lane. No through road. Oh. We've just come out by Lulliston Roman Villa, which we'll be seeing on the way back, because we're actually double back. I can't say the word. We're doubling back on ourselves, coming back down this road, or this lane. There's the River Darent, flowing quite briskly. So the river's on my left, and we'll be having a good look at that when we come back down to the Roman Villa. Feeling a bit more confident about filming myself now, because the far less breezy down here in the trees. You can hear it rustling through the trees. I've no idea what the time is. 11:17. So I've been walking from approximately 9. Maybe, yes. Remembering that I am filming and putting cameras down and picking up and all the faff that goes with recording the video footage. And then there's the post-production to go afterwards. Well, as you can see, there's another slight uphill section, but I know where you can see this horizon as you go over the top. It levels out again, so no big deal. Not like when I've been on Dartmoor and you see the horizon, you think, oh, I'm at the top, and then you go over the over the horizon, and then there's another hill to climb. Absolutely beautiful out here. Breathing's a bit erratic again, it will be. But yeah. Load of horses in the fields here. Ahead of me in the distance there's two walkers, day walkers like me. One's very elderly, the other one probably my age, but they're the only two people I've seen since I got to Eynsford and turned by that funny looking house. There is the gatehouse. We'll stop here for a moment and I'll give you a brief description of the history of Lully, and then we're going to carry on down by the River Darent, which is a really beautiful piece of woodland walk where we just have the river right on our left. I'm going to turn. Obviously it's not open, nor the World Gardens, but I'm just going to show you in there. There we go, there's the view of the manor house. The World Gardens is to the left and the lake is to the right. Right. As we walk on for a bit, I'll just give you a brief history. Set within 120 acres of beautiful Kent countryside, Lullyston Castle is a historic manor house in the village of Lullyston and the civil parish of Eynsford. It has been inhabited by members of the Hart-Dyke family for 20 generations, including the current owner, Tom Hart-Dyke. The present building of Lullyston Castle was started in 1497 and is said to have provided inspiration for Oxford Palace. Both Henry VIII and Queen Anne were regular visitors, and the silk farm that was later established provided silk for Queen Elizabeth II's coronation gown. The present owner, Tom Hart-Dyke, is a modern-day plant hunter who follows in the traditions of plant hunters of old who risked life and limb in pursuit of fantastic blooms and plants. Tom's World Gardens pays homage to the amazing achievements of Victorian and Edwardian plant hunters who brought back plants and flowers we now cherish and grow in our own gardens in the UK. Well, that's quite a rare view because I'm used to coming in the spring and summer and you cannot see the lake of Lullyston, but you can just about make it out. This is the River Darent coming through here, and there's a weir there, so obviously the Darent's flowing downstream into the lake and then the other end beyond. So that's Lullyston Lake and the River Darent. Oh, I think it's time I stopped, had a break. I got a large sandwich, a doorstep sandwich. I got some coffee and some water, so I might actually stop, have half my sandwich at least, and a drop of coffee, and then we'll crack on with the walk. I think as I continue this walk along the River Darent, it's time to give you a little bit of info on the river. The River Darent rises in Westrup, fed by springs from the Greensand Hills, and flows 21 miles through Otford, Eynsford and Farningham before becoming a tidal estuary in Dartford, where it joins the River Thames. A chalk stream river, chalk streams are characterised by clear chalk filtered water with an abundance of diverse wildlife. The Darent is home to a variety of fish such as tench, carp, bream, roach, perch, pike and eels. Walkers can enjoy the Darent via a 19-mile route called the Darent Valley Path through the Kent Downs area of outstanding natural beauty to the Greensand Hills above Sevenoaks. The name Darent is believed to be derived from the Celtic word derva, meaning oak, and thus the river where oak trees grow. Beautiful sunshine on the path now. Very peaceful, just been spoiled by a plane going over, but can't help that. Sun's shining through the trees to the left of me, over the lake. It looks absolutely stunning. Well, I had my lunch, coffee and my large sandwich. Thoroughly enjoyed that. I needed it as well. As I said, I skipped breakfast this morning, so it was a much needed energy stop. Alright, let's film a bit forward so you can see what I'm looking at. There's the view over the lake again. A lot of light aircraft out this afternoon, but can't be helped. Right, let's move on. Oh, I better watch this. The earth's collapsed. It can end up in the water. That's it. There's a lovely calm about the river at this spot, unlike further down the road where it's flowing quite fast. It's approximately 200 metres till we reach Lallyston Country Park now, and then we sort of just do a little semicircle clockwise around the car park, and then we pick up the path again. And the bit I forgot about, we will be going back uphill, because what I'm doing, I'm coming along the river on my left, skip round the country park, well, round the car park, turn right, uphill, and then turn right and go along a path at a higher point, so we might be able to get a good look over Lallyston Castle and grounds, and then we'll be dropping back down to the Roman Villa, Lallyston Roman Villa. Look at this beaut of a tree. Well, the water here is absolutely crystal clear. I can literally see all the fish. And it's like a mill pond. Onward and upward. I had a bit of a wobble then. I got slightly lost and I was going round and round in circles trying to use my phone, but I'm finally back on track and I'm on my way up another hill. Feet are beginning to ache now. Do a lot of steps, if you like, at work, maybe up to 12 miles a day, but I've not had many longer walks of recent, so this is good to get out of the way, really. So the idea is to go up to the top here, turn right, cut right along. The river will be right down to my right, castle will be to my right, and we should get some stunning views as we go across the top and drop down. Puffing and blowing again. I forgot about this bit. I mapped this out several weeks ago, so, and obviously I thought, oh yeah, if we go up nice and high, then we'll get a nice viewpoint down. Trouble is, you've got to walk up there. Unusual clunk of trees there, with a big tree and bushes. So at the top here, the fork right, or chucker right, there's nowhere else to go. Right along the top, turn right, and drop back down, right by Lully's gates, at the gatehouse.
In 10 meters, turn right.
Well, I was certainly right about the views. There's Lully, lake, top road, which I know. It's a shame the fields ain't out. I think they're the lavender fields. Yeah, they are. They're the lavender fields. So they'll be up in about 3.5 months. Look absolutely stunning from up here. Oh, the sun's gone in for a while, and breeze has died down a little bit. The sun was very bright at one point. It was getting quite warm, but the breeze meant I couldn't even really take my scarf off. I still need it. Still need my hat on. We're now back at Lulliston Castle, where we'll be turning left and heading back along the route we came up to Lulliston Roman Villa. Well, we just had a few minutes without me talking, gobbing off, as I walked across the top and cut through some wooded areas. Always snooping, looking for something, not going to say what. Let's just say potential places. Anyway, what we do now, we're going to turn left by Lulliston Castle, drop down the same route. I won't do much filming on that bit until we reach a bit where we haven't been, which is basically the Roman Villa, because I need now to charge up the Pocket 2, and my lapel mic's already on charge. I've got a battery pack in my pocket because that was down to 25% and it just would not last. We've still got quite a bit of this walk to do, so things are on charge. I'll give them 10 minutes all switched off and we should be up and going again. See you in a few mo's. Discovered in 1939 on the slopes of the west bank of the River Darent, excavations revealed a villa complex including a villa with rich mosaic tiled floors, a granary, shrine, kitchen and mausoleum. Dating back from 75 AD, the house was repeatedly expanded and occupied until it was destroyed by fire in the 4th or 5th century. The villa was occupied over various periods within the Romano-British period, but after its destruction it was only thought to have been reoccupied during the medieval period. The occupants were most likely wealthy Romans or native Britons who had adopted Roman customs. Well, I've done as much filming as I could at Lulliston Roman Villa. Obviously I didn't go in, I don't think they allow filming inside anyway, but there's just people everywhere around it. There's a coach party there, so and why is it that people stare at you when you're filming and keep staring at you like you're sort of you know, taking pictures of them? I'm just trying to get a picture of the Roman Villa. I'm trying to do my talk over or voiceover thing, you know, and they just keep sort of popping up in front of you. And I was walking onto a bridge filming it and another couple come flying past me, stood there, so I had to stand there for 10 minutes waiting for them to move so I could film. Okay, that's fair enough. I mean, we've all got the right to stand on the bridge, but oh, it's added about half hour onto my day. Okay, right, onward. We're now going back down Lulliston Lane. Our next stop is Eynsford Viaduct, and then it will be back up Spare Penny Lane and home. There it is, and you can see the river winding round, and actually it's quite calm. It's just ambling along downstream through Eynsford, Farningham, then down to my area, Horn Kirby, South Darent, and then on towards Dartford and eventually the River Thames. Right, the sign in front with the eagle is for Eagle Heights, and if I turn round to the left, that is the road I came down earlier. That was the part of the ascent, and then I turned right to go up towards Lully Castle. So now, as we carry on straight, it's all new territory. This impressive 9-arched viaduct is a prominent feature on the line to Baton Ball Station. The viaduct has 9 arches of 30-foot span and rises to a height of 75 feet above the valley. This structure was built by the independent Sevenoaks Railway in 1859 to link the Chatham Main Line with the market town of Sevenoaks. Well, here we are, we're back at the point in Lulliston Lane where we forked off to the right, cut across the fields going up to the railway crossing. So just round the corner here's the Crooked House, and on the left is Spare Penny Lane. About mile and a half of road walking, and then I should be back at the car.
This memorial is dedicated to Flight Lieutenant James Arthur Patterson, who crashed here on the 27th of September 1940 with his Spitfire, serial number X4422 of 92 Squadron. Scrambling from Biggin Hill at 8:45 hours to intercept BF-110s escorted by BF-109s bound for London, the RAF intercepted when they were over the coast, splitting the Luftwaffe force and forcing the bombers to jettison their bomb loads. The majority of the London raiders got no further than the middle of Kent, where they were so severely mauled that they retreated in confusion. Some reached the outskirts of the city and 20 slipped through to the centre. During the day, some 57 Luftwaffe aircraft were lost, but the RAF also lost 28 aircraft. 92 Squadron lost 3 on that day. X4422 was shot down at 09:20 hours and crashed in Sparepenny Lane, Farningham, killing the young 21-year-old New Zealander.
I'm so pleased I found that monument. I struggled on the way out, but at least I found it on the way back. Well, that's the end of the video for today. That was a fair old walk. It was about 5.5, 6 hours. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Shows that the antibiotics are kicking in, so yeah, got quite a bit of air into my lungs, so I feel very good at the moment. Feet are worn out, but that's the way it's going to be till I get a few more miles under my belt. I've got round about 2 minutes to walk. I've got a bit more tarmac bashing to do to get back to the car. Then I've got the 3-mile home, so not too far away, and I look forward to getting this video up and getting your views on the video. So yeah, I mean, thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel and like the video. Right, see you on the next one. Bye for now.